today we are talking about the 5 reasons your business is failing and how you can avoid it. So we're going to jump right into it. So reasons why your business might be failing. And the first is you don't have the right mindset. So you have to remember that your mindset is one of those things that you have to work on a daily basis. Like I like to think of it like exercise or any other skill that you learn. Like you want to be practicing and improving your mind on a daily basis. So I find, what works well for me is I go to the gym as often as I can in the mornings, but even if I'm on the treadmill in the morning, I'm listening to at least 30 minutes of personal development every single day. When I'm getting ready in the morning and I'm curling my hair or doing my makeup, I'm watching training videos. Like I'm constantly working on my mindset because I feel like you really have to remember that with whatever kind of business you're in, like you're in it for the long haul and it's going to take effort. And, I don't know what it is. Like I feel like sometimes, people with either maybe in network marketing, I feel like they come in with the assumption that it's going to be easy or that they're just going to get successful really quickly and they don't have to do much. But I like to think of it as it's like anything else. It's like if you went to college, right? I went to college to be a chemical engineer, right? I went to college for 4 years and studied and took exams, and I've been working in the industry for almost 7 years, and I still don't know what I'm doing some of the time. I still have not mastered the skill, if you will, of chemical engineering. But the thought of, being able to join a business and starting a business and being successful in, a month or a year, it's not going to happen. I mean, you have to be in the right mindset and you have to understand that it's a skill that you're going to learn, right? You have to show up every day. You have to be learning. You have to be improving because it's something you have to understand and learn so that you can grow. So I think it's just really important that you're focused on your mindset. You're giving time to that every single day because mindset is really what's going to keep you moving forward in the long run and continuing to improve and grow as a person within your business. So definitely make sure you're spending at least 30 minutes a day working on your mindset to make sure you're really moving in the right direction. So number 2 is having insufficient goals can lead you to not have success in your business. So, you want to make sure you're setting high enough goals for what you're really looking for. So, if your goal is, maybe I just want to make $500 a month or $1,000 a month. That's going to set the framework for the results that you're going to put out, right? If you're really just looking to make a couple $100 extra a month here and there, you're not going to go all in. You're not going to make sure you have a solid plan and be executing every day because you're like, I just want to make a few extra dollars. And if that's what you want, then that's okay. But if you are really looking to grow a big business, then you really want to make sure that your goals are lofty enough and really meet with what your expectation is, right? Is your expectation to fire your boss, to quit your job? If it is, then you really need to come in with goals that really align at the standard of what your final goals really are. So just make sure that you set goals that are high enough for what you're looking for. So number 3 is reason why you might not be getting a success that you want in your business is the inability to take massive action. So going back to the goals we talked about in number 2, are you taking sufficient action to meet the goals that you're looking for, right? If your goal is to fire your boss, quit your job, right? Make a 6-figure income, then the question is, are your goals high enough to meet that, right? If you don't have a consistent plan and execution strategy and you're just showing up here and there, then your actions really aren't aligning with what your goals are. So just make sure that the actions that you have are high enough to meet your goals. Because I think a lot of times, if you don't have those high enough goals and you're really not focused on action, you can waste a lot of time, right? You waste a lot of time because maybe you're not sure what you're doing, right? And you don't get the actions done that are really needed, like for income producing activity to really drive results within your business. And that really leads into number 4. So not having a daily mode of operation. So I find this really, really important. I mean, even for myself, right? I'm very busy, right? I have a day job. I'm like traveling a lot for work. I'm traveling a lot myself. And you have to have a daily mode of operation. At least for me, like I need to know, but you have to have a daily mode of operation, right? So I'm very busy. I'm traveling a lot. I'm doing all these things. Like I have to know every single day what I'm gonna do, right? I need to know what I'm emailing my list tomorrow. I already know what I'm gonna be emailing my list tomorrow, and I'm gonna be emailing my list for the rest of this month. I already know all the content I'm gonna be providing for the rest of this month, because if I don't map that out ahead of time, you kind of get in this cycle of, you know, maybe getting lazy or not being able to do the things you have to do because you spend too much time thinking about what what I have to do or what's my content going to be and doing research, and you end up not getting the activities done that you need to get done. So the more you can have a clear daily mode of operation, you know exactly what you're doing every single day, and you have to make sure you're being consistent about it, right? So your schedule should be similar more or less throughout the week, right? It shouldn't be changing week after week, right? Like you should know, look, I'm gonna put 3 blog posts out every week. I'm gonna be emailing my list X times a week. I'm gonna be going on Facebook Lives 5 times a week. Like you should know what that is so that you can execute it every week. There should be no surprises, right? You should know what the plan is, what you have to get done so that you can do that and know that you met your goals or not. So that's number 4. Don't underestimate it. Make sure you really have a clear daily mode of operation. And number 5 is comparaitis. So let me know if you have been the victim of comparaitis. Drop a number 1, but you are guilty of comparing yourself to everybody else. Right? You follow people on social media, on Facebook, and you think that maybe you're not as good as they are, you don't have as positive of a brand as they are, you're not as successful as they are, and it's causing a lot of self-doubt. And you really have to take a step back, right? You have to be focused on yourself, what you can deliver, and how you can provide value to your target market, right? There's always someone out there looking for you, and the people who are further ahead of you that don't need your support or help, that's okay. They're not going to pay attention to you because maybe they just don't need you, and that's okay because you're focused on the people who do need you and who are looking for you. So just stay focused on that. And what I always like to recommend, what I find helpful, is find somebody who is maybe only 1 or 2 steps ahead of you to follow, right? Like you don't want to be following all these people that are 30 steps ahead of you. Maybe you just started and you're following all these people who are making multiple 6 figures a year and they're really successful. That's a huge step from going from just starting to 6, 7, 8, 7 figures, right? So you want to be careful about not following people who are too far ahead of you, because you're just never going to be able to catch up, at least within the time frame that I guess you would kind of expect, right? You have to be finding people who are only 1, 2 steps ahead of you so that you're seeing their results, but you can also relate to that person and you can actually tangibly see, you know what? I can do that. I can do what they're doing. So why can't I do that, right? I think if you compare yourself to people who are so far ahead of you, you're going to constantly think, there's no way I can do that, right? They just did this amazing webinar. They had thousands of people on it. Like, I could never do that, right? So just make sure you're finding people who are just a few steps ahead of you and where you find you can tangibly see yourself being able to do that, because it's going to make it a more tangible goal. You're going to really have more self-belief because you feel like you can achieve that. so that you can really crush your goals. So don't be a victim to comparitis. Don't compare yourself to other people, and just find a few, 5 or less people that you look up to that are a few steps ahead of you that you can really follow along, and chase after their success. So those are my 5 reasons for you that maybe you're failing in your business and how you can avoid it. So hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, drop me a comment, leave a like below. Feel free to share this out to your friends, to your team, if you find that they would think that this is helpful. And that's it.